3, 2, 1.
Blast off.
Blast off. That's a transformer.
That's a transformer. You said the thing.
I know, but that was. I mean, that's what happened because, we got the newsletter in, and after that horrible accident, it was terrible because both his left arm and his left leg got ran over by the truck. I mean, he survived, and he's going to have he's going to go through intense physical therapy, and the doctor was saying that once he finishes that, he'll just be all right.
I find that pretty trucked up.
Now, you see, I was actually going to tell a joke about camouflage clothing, but I just couldn't see the punchline.
That reminds me of those wooden fuck houses everybody hangs.
What fuck houses?
Yeah,
What are you going to start your joke?
The wooden fuck houses. Apparently, they're for birds. It's crazy.
I will
Wrong type of pecker you're sticking in there.
Thank you, Dave.
Well, that was a glorious joke. Anyway, it is Thursday night. It is.
Go back in your hole.
Hey now. Nothing glorious about that.
Bazinga.
It's Thursday night, 9 o'clock. And if you're watching us here live on YouTube, 1, thank you for joining us. 2, make sure you get in that live chat where we love our audience. We love making you all a part of the show. It's fun. Hang out with everybody. And we'll be chatting with you throughout the course of the show and sharing your comments and questions.
I mean, we got some great friends, great people, some intelligent conversation, and Night Wingham.
And remember, if you're one of our dedicated followers, you can.
Both of you.
Yeah, those few that are on there. If you paid via credit card to watch the show tonight, you've been scammed because we don't charge and we don't get any of that money. But we appreciate the support.
See, I think Nightwing was going to share his Merlot with you, Dave, but I don't think that's going to happen now.
Why is it Merlot and not Merlot? Because it should be Merlot. Because we're not that fancy over here.
I am. I'm like French's mustard up in here.
It's Merlot, and you know what else is good is that Pinot Gringo.
Pinot Noir.
That's my favorite.
Speaking of favorite things to do, one of my favorite things to do is to kielbasa slam that like button. Make sure you're subscribed and ring that notification bell so you can see when we go live with additional content. It's sad that we have all been locked in, but we haven't been able to produce any additional content.
Somebody watched my my MP44 transformation video, and they said that they liked it because I didn't ask for. They was like, not only did I help them, but I didn't ask for a like or subscribe at the end.
No, well, geez, now I feel like trash.
No, I defended that.
Too easy. That was too easy.
He was like, look, motherfucker, I have a song that's click the videos. I'm telling you.
He literally sings it. He sings for it.
You probably turned the video off before that. Oh, I got the help I need. Click.
Click the video.
All right.
Are we ever going to get a behind the music on that song?
Yeah, we should. The making of click the videos.
Yeah, like like you could be sitting like strung out on the couch like the VH1 special. It's just like talking about the heyday of when you were writing that song. Best of time ever.
He-Man actually used to do videos with somebody else, but he just left him behind.
He left him, right?
Literally, he left him at the store. The guy is still at some poor Walmart in White Marsh, and he just left him there.
I thought like the animated. I used to have an animated GIF of Matthew Deluxe Baldwin dancing in the sewer, doing like the Prince dance in the sewer.
See, you said you used to. I don't think you ever lose track of any of your GIF content. I feel like you have instant access to all of that.
Not all the time. Sometimes I'm pretty fast.
No, this is just what you tell people. I don't believe it for a fucking second.
Earlier, I forgot what that message was, but he replied so quick. I was like, holy crap.
I mean, sometimes I'm like the lawnmower man.
I mean, you take something that literally happened 5 seconds ago, and there's already a GIF with animations edited, ready to go, and you're
there's like a storyboard and background music.
Yeah, I it's funny though when people say like, "Oh man, you must have so much time on your hands." I'm like, no, No, I don't. I crank these things out so fast.
Again, easy punchline.
No, no,
Not
right?
going there. Too easy.
Sportman says, Deluxe Baldwin used to take selfies on the toilet. Used to?
I was going to say, I don't think that's
Used-
a past tense kind of thing.
Every time I haven't talked to him in a minute, that's how he like re-engages the conversation.
You know, on Kickstarter, sometimes the photographers will put on their albums. They're trying to people get to buy their art book, their coffee table books. He's working on it. He's going to do a Kickstarter for toilets across the U.S.
Speaking
For all
of,
we know, that's how coronavirus started.
oh Jesus Christ,
Matt Baldwin's ass.
Ooh.
Yeah.
he did a size comparison and then shipped some toys back to Terry Wong, and next thing you know,
I think it was a floor time that it started on, actually.
Ah.
A floor time that went really, really bad.
Remind
Is
me
that
to
logo
never
always up
leave
there?
this show, because you guys, the stuff you'll say about me.
Yeah, we'll wait till you leave.
Huh. Is that logo always covering Matt see it?
not always.
No, it's because the faces are embiggened.
Yeah, we could do like one of that. We could just do powered by stream.
Oh man. Quack. 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 Quack.
Anyway,
I think we can get rid of it altogether.
we
right?
I mean,
Well, we could also just do this.
we could do. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
there we go.
look! Well, there's so
You
much
beat-
more room for
You beat me to
Ectel
it.
And
The
that's
part is
what
I
it
did that
feels
myself.
like. And that's what it feels like.
I did that myself. Like this.
That's good too. I like that.
Cozy.
When will you learn?
I gotta watch my language. My daughter specifically said when we were driving home the other day, I hear everything you guys say in your podcast. I'm like, really? Yes, I hear every word you say. Like,
get off the wall.
oh.
Now, tonight's episode is brought to you by the Shape of Italy.
Is her room right next to the room you're in right now?
Am I
It's
the
right
only
across
one
the
that
hall.
got that?
Yeah.
I've gotten
He
it
just-
many times.
He just didn't want to say anything.
You didn't want to get the boot. Anyway, before we get to let's do some
Rerail.
rerailing. We'll find out how everybody. It's been. I mean, all the weeks have been blending together. I'm guessing it's been the same for you guys. But find out how everybody's doing. If anybody got anything cool. Starting off with a man who desperately needs to star in a prequel movie about Mr. Glass. T-Man 978.
That's why I have on this hat. Hello, everybody. But I'm okay. I'm alive, but I am starting to go crazy.
You
I
have
was
the most
thinking about-
inspirational shirts.
Yeah, he's great at it. I think the other one wasn't so.
The
What was
Proud
it?
to Be Awesome one.
Oh yeah, that
You
was
know,
good.
I'm glad you're wearing that because I was thinking about just sucking at it, and I'm glad that.
Whatever you need to do to get that promotion.
I mean, hey,
I love beer.
I was at work and I was thinking, what am I gonna do before I go home? Then I was thinking, oh yeah, nothing. Like I was thinking about going to McDonald's or something. I'm like, I can't do that.
Hey, weird question. Does McDonald's even have Happy Meal toys right now?
Yes.
I know Barnes and Noble aren't doing coupons right now.
Yeah.
For the past
Well,
2 months.
that's been for like what 6 or 7 months. That has nothing to do with the virus.
I'm sleepy. I'm just sick of all this crap now.
Join the club.
Join the club.
I'm not running around outside with no mask protesting. But I picked up
Protesting the
Saturday.
virus, how it goes away, right?
Yeah. You have to believe it doesn't exist.
those are some beautiful pixels.
Yeah. On my face. There we go. She's nice. I did the review a couple of days ago, and I keep editing everything else instead of her video.
Nathan solved the mystery of what McDonald's has.
I also got a couple days after that Bumblebee from the same movie.
Which one do you like better?
Shatter.
It's a hard call, isn't it?
Yeah, I definitely like it. Actually, both of them are good in their vehicle mode.
I mean, that's a really nice Legend Scales Jeep.
Yeah, and it could actually, they're not in here. Masterpiece Spike can fit in there perfectly. What else did I get? Comic Book Beads helped me out with this. He found it for $5 at Walmart. And
nice.
I told him he could cut the card up to save on the shipping. But what does that say?
Said Hound called. He wants his Jeep mode back.
Yeah, he is. He's the same Jeep. He's a Willis.
I think it was Matt, not to interrupt your haul, Matt, that said back when Bumblebee came out that they might have done that since Hound was technically the first Autobot that made human contact.
I said that.
Oh, you said that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
The Hound was the Bumblebee in the first.
It was me.
Episodes. So I said it too.
No, I have no idea. I don't even fucking know what you're
I'm about to say. Hound in More Than Meets the Eye trilogy, Hound was the human liaison instead of Bumblebee. But then after those 3 episodes, they forgot all about Hound.
That's a big word.
And I also got some other people. The bot, sometimes known as Frenzy, and sometimes known as Rumble, and other people that are. Well, I heard this one used to be an Autobot, but now they officially named him Decepticon Not. But it doesn't have a faction logo, so you can do whatever you want. And then this randomly showed up. And yes, that sounded like Vegeta. He's awesome. I liked him. It's like a shrunk down baby masterpiece. Can't really complain with it. I got the new legs and everything, so they don't look so weird when he kicks up.
So
and
with the
down hips.
Were the new legs pre-installed?
No, they were in the box. I almost missed it. And as soon as I tested out the original legs for like 60 seconds, and then I instantly screwed them off and put it on.
What
2 screws on both sides?
I'm not up to speed on Legends. What was the big problem with the original legs?
I don't have it, but
hold on, I do. Let me get my Megatron still has the original legs.
Yeah, instead of having, he's about to show you, but instead of having hips where hips should be, there was a hinge in his thigh. So when he kicks forward, he would still have a part of the leg up here, but it was
weird.
Forward. You like classic Jetfire, if you remember how that was.
Or like a Macross toy.
Yeah, I hated it.
I got mine.
I'm done. You can put Matt on there, and maybe we could switch over to Matt. How are you, Matt?
What a seamless transition. So this isn't new, but for comparison, there's the original legs.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh wow.
So I mean, they still function just fine.
T-Man has much nicer legs than yours, Matt.
Yeah, he shamed me this morning or yesterday into ordering the replacement legs on Chosen Prime. So
there's one other change too. Sorry.
You can't order them on Big Bad. Doesn't carry anything third party that resembles Megatron or Optimus. So I did it on Chosen Prime, but I mean it's fine.
Who would buy that?
Oh, this little Megatron is awesome. This is one of my favorite.
No, it's not buying it, Joe. It's keeping it like that. That's the thing.
You would not just throw that away. It's right.
It's right in the fucking trash. Like, who names a baby this and chuck it away? I guess we're on me now.
Aren't corny either on the new legs.
You said the waist is better.
Yeah, he has more ab crunch and the side skirts actually fold in so it's not pointy.
And does he transform with those new legs fine?
Yeah, it's almost like they planned it the whole time, to be honest.
Did make you spend $10 more on it.
Yeah.
Sportimus is asking if the new legs come with the Megatron now. We have no idea. T's didn't, mine didn't, but mine was the first release, so I don't know.
Yeah, they were extra. I didn't. Oh yeah, I don't think I mentioned this. I didn't pay for this. They were sent to me by Matt, the bot supplier.
And we don't know when he got it, do we? If his is first run or if it's second run or whatever.
I think he recently ordered it, so he must have found it at a good price. And said, "Let me send that to T-Man."
Anyway, I'm doing splendidly. With all this quarantine shit. So moving on, I actually did get a bit of a haul. So I have one thing in transit that's a day late because USPS is I guess doing other and more important things right now. And I have one package that Amazon and USPS said was delivered today, but it's nowhere to be found. They said they put it in the mailbox. It was not in the mailbox, so I opened up a claim. So that's that. But I did
successful.
Nice.
It's going to show up tomorrow, I bet you.
Probably, but I got a claim open anyway. I picked up this dude. It's the Transmetal 2 Megatron from Iron Factory.
Ooh.
Yes.
He's extremely nice. There's a lot of red here, as you would expect, but the color breakup in person is not as bad, but he's hard to take a good picture of because all the different tones of red just kind of bleed in together. Kibbly backside, but it's not really a huge deal because the dragon mode on this guy is very nice. I have a couple stress marks here and there, but that's really because I mistransformed him the first time and was like flexing the shit out of it. So, but
I got stress marks when I flex too.
Sure.
Does the helmet bother you? Being gold?
No, because I don't have much connection to the original character, so if that's not accurate, I don't give a shit. I know it's supposed to have like a hair mohawk or a hair it's not attached in the least. It's way back here. So if you're looking at it from behind, it kind of gives you that impression, but there's a big gap over. But I don't know. He's got enough clearance for his head and his arms where there's a decent amount of robot articulation. So, and the dragon head can fold back for his dragon head cannon.
Nice. They actually give him 2 hands.
Yep. And because it's Iron Factory, you got a bunch of multiple hands in the package to switch them out with. Transformation's not that hard once I figured out what the hell I was doing wrong, and it was my own fault. Super, super awesome. Let me fold the wings all the way out so you can get an idea of the wingspan. Because,
ouch. That's code. That's code.
There he is. So there's the wingspan on that guy. I don't know
How's the pound?
He looks
How's
like
the pounds?
Voyager.
So
It's covering the whole room with that.
Look, it's catching the light too, so majestically.
He looks like Voyager-ish in size, doesn't he?
He definitely looks larger than a Studio Series Bumblebee.
Here, there. I've got a raptor nearby.
He's raptor size.
He can ride the raptor.
Raptor size, yeah. So besides that, in the same box, because I have a problem, I have more of the Rainbow of Seekers from New Age.
I know I'm going to end up buying those at one point in life.
Yeah, and one was $10 more than the other because false scarcity, I guess. And then the gold and black one is $10 more than these two.
Just because they like your money.
Oh, they do, and they get it freely, but not as much from me as from other mats. But then I have a question. Now, some of you guys probably own the MP Acid Storm, right?
I do.
Anybody?
Sold it.
But you had it. You know what the deco looks like, right? It's
yeah.
I guess
digital camo.
Yeah. What I gotta ask is, how is he camouflaged? Like, where, in what instance would this be? And where in the sky with him flying is jungle camo going to really be a factor?
Actually, it's not the flying. It's when they put them in, and when they land them and they're trying to hide
you're
the
out of
airfield.
bullshit. You are out of bullshit.
No, I
You
think that
bullshit
makes
is
sense
true.
because if you're an enemy fighter flying overhead and you saw that plane down there, you can't see its wings. So you're like, I'm not going to shoot a plane with no wings. What's the point in that?
Yeah,
It's the
that's
perfect
true.
defense.
I guess I stand corrected, though I don't feel like it.
It looks like it's
So I
already
think
it looks like it's already
sitting.
crashed. It looks like it already crashed.
But that's my haul. I have
I
nothing.
like how you question that, but you're not like, well, they made this one purple. Did Prince go flying in an F-15?
I like to believe he did. And
This is what it sounds like when
He-
bombs
he-
die.
he's also piloted by rain, so it makes sense.
Did you open it?
Yeah, I just put him back in to bring him downstairs. I haven't transformed him yet. I'll probably do that on while we're talking, so I'm not really paying attention to whatever you guys are saying.
You sit corrected, apparently.
He's open. It's a beautiful color. Not quite as exciting.
You know what color that like, at least from what I can see, it looks like? That looks like the GameCube and Game Boy Color purple.
T-Man just bought a set.
And one to keep in package.
I need to.
I do find it ironic that did you find Hot Link yet?
No.
Oh, because I sort of got one.
I almost won a set of the regular Seekers. I was like number 2 instead of number 1 in a raffle.
Don't get me started on raffles.
Dave wins all the raffles.
Yeah, I almost left the group after that because I had 6 entries.
The last one I was in, I literally was the first one knocked out. And I'm just like, I was about to hit that leave button. Even the freaking, the guy who was running is like, dude, I am so sorry. I saw it was your name. And I'm like, aw.
I've won 2, and I don't even know if I'm going to try again because it's like, I think I've used up all my luck.
I've only ever won 2.
Oh, you won a Dinobot, a Fans Toys
I won
Dinobot, didn't you?
Fan Toys Dinobot. What else
Yeah.
did I win? What was the other thing I won?
I won a Legends Iron Factory Red Alert.
I found that as much as I played them, I made my money back, but it's like I found I was just better off just outright buying the figures I wanted.
Well, that's the secret, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have bought one of them, I guess.
I'm like
That's all for
$10
me.
shy. I'm like $10 shy of buying the figure I wanted to buy. I've been trying to get.
Well, on that note, Dave, how are you doing? And it looks like you got something cool.
Oh, I got I've been doing well. As I said, I'm back at work. We are part of the Phase 1 here in North
Yay.
Carolina, so we've been rocking it. It's nice getting out of the house. Definitely, that's probably the best thing to say after being trapped in for over a month. As far as my hauls go, I've knocked down almost everything on my hit list, my current hit list, with the exception of the Walmart Black Widow. And depending on my paycheck, I might be letting a certain unofficial sponsor of the show know that I'll be buying a Snake Eyes from him. But aside from that, I did finally get my Spawn. I am loving this guy. He is very photogenic. I gotta eat so many damn words about McFarlane now. It kills me.
Yeah, but it's for a good reason, though, right? I mean, you got a good figure out of it, so.
I got a great.
Especially if he makes a RoboCop.
Oh my god! If he makes a RoboCop, because I've got the NECA RoboCop, and the NECA RoboCop sits nicely, but his arms absolutely suck.
Yeah.
So if he made a RoboCop, it would look phenomenal with my Bloodshot as well. So I've got 2 McFarlanes, and I got 2 goddamn more on order. I got Wonder Woman and Nightwing on order.
You know what? I think he'd be really good at making a RoboCop where he would surpass NECA.
Vendetta.
Well, no, not just that, but like they love using those like soft plastics on the McFarlane figures.
Yes.
And like all of RoboCop's torso and connecting joints, they're that soft, material.
I think NECA still has the license though. I think they for a bit. But like Bloodshot is absolutely cool. I mean, look at that face. That is Vin Diesel. Even my bad pixelation, you can see that's Vin Diesel. The sculpt on this is gorgeous. I'm not a fan of where of the bicep joint, because when you twist the bicep joint, it breaks the sculpt. This is probably my least posable NECA figure, but this is NECA least posable McFarlane, but it absolutely is great. And I did give Spawn his machine gun, and it looks awesome together. You cannot deny that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to him getting back into doing more stuff with Spawn. It's been.
I am still actually tempted. I mean, I canceled my Big Bad Toy Store order with the mace because I do have the sword. I'm almost wanting to get the mace one now just to see if I could force some customization options. Cutting the cape off and everything else. Now that I finally have one that I can be happy with. But the Vin Diesel one is still going for like $18 on Amazon, and I'm sure if you go on T-Man's Amazon link, which should be posted below.
Yep, I have a McFarlane section.
Yes, and I mean this is just it's a good figure. If you like a good figure,
there was a really good mod on the DMV Action Figure Society today. Yannick Sinkler, I think his name is.
I posted. Actually, I did let him know to give him the Bloodshot weapons for his Commando Spawn that he made, because this knife is epic.
Yes, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to buy him, for that knife.
The knife and the machine gun look great on Spawn. Of all the McFarlanes, this is probably the least posable. I mean, that's as ab crunchy as he gets.
Yeah,
that's as far back as he gets. His arms can't. Yeah, it reminds me of older McFarlane, but it still poses. So he's not a ninja.
Is it better than this?
Yeah, it's better
Captain
than One
Picard.
Punch Man.
I can't. Yes, it's probably better than One Punch Man.
No. Oh yeah, One Punch Man too. Well, then you don't have any room to complain then.
Oh, I'm not complaining. I mean, look at that. As I said, I'm holding this right here. That's the perfect action hero dive with the pistols akimbo. I mean, I am.
Show us that bicep joint though. So it looks like because his biceps are so big that it just rotates
it's
around.
So big the bicep.
Actually, you say it, but that's exactly the problem. See when I twist it?
Yeah. Okay, that does look weird.
It does look weird. I mean, as I said, it's like this looks good in the shirt. This is beautiful there. If they had put the swivel like right above the elbow, I could deal with that. But yeah, so if you want to be nitpicky on that sculpt when you pose it like that or like that, it does look kind of.
It's a problem with big biceps.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. No, I know.
But the paint is gorgeous on the legs. The pistols holster. So get on T-Man's site. Buy this guy. He'll look good on the shelf.
No, for randomness says you can put him with your Groot and your Iron Giant.
Yeah, actually, that's actually true.
How's the side to side waist? Like leaning him side. Like if you lean his torso side to side.
Teapot action. Oh, he's got the teapot action.
Because when they don't have
good
ab crunch, I use that to fake it out.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I mean, again, I've been holding him like this because he still gets those cinematic poses really well. These pants are awesome. The metal plating.
I gotta share this Spawn custom real quick. Again, this is up on DMV Action Figure Society.
Yeah.
A really simple and effective custom. He apparently used some old Spawn figures to get rid of the cape and give him the bandana look.
That looks cool.
I know he doesn't watch the show, but
the Maryland law.
Yeah. I know Yannick doesn't watch the show, but I can also say I have actually done a lot of business with him. If he ever sells something, he'll give you a great price and ships very quickly. So I'm talking about him behind his back and saying awesome things.
We also have a bit of breaking news here.
Oh.
I
don't know though. I mean, that means you gotta send us some free shit.
The stuff you sent me doesn't count. 'Cause that was before the
Link to your
sponsorship.
shop is already in the description of some videos now. So
Hey, Night Wing up.
Yeah, David Strong.
I got some right here. I got some here.
He lifts grills all day.
I do. Grills, fireplaces.
Grills and propane.
I don't handle propane.
You don't touch propane. That's the devil.
I've inhaled enough of it. That's a whole different thing.
So next up, we've got X Ash A12. Otherwise,
you got it right.
I watched half of Rogan earlier.
XS
So,
how do you say that one? Shout that and tell them to go to their room.
Yeah, I think that's why you just shorten it down to Ash.
Yeah.
Yeah. And apparently A12 is the precursor to the SR-71 Blackbird, and that's like his favorite jet, so he named his kid after a airplane.
Well, he also said Grimes had influence in it, which I don't doubt.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, nobody really told Moon Unit Zappa to not go about their business, so.
Yeah. Well, all we know is on the 18th birthday, the kid's going to be waiting to change his name.
Basically.
But to what?
Good.
That's the problem.
I don't have a haul unless you count this black paint that I bought.
Oh, yeah. That's that stuff.
It's just a super flat matte paint.
Oh.
Not you, Matt.
Oh.
And it's very black. I don't know if it'll show.
It's in the name.
I got a piece here that's got some crap on it, but
You're saying it's named that unironically.
so like this here is this black plastic board that I sometimes use for pictures, and that's the way it is. And then this is painted. So you see how much blacker it is. It does make it a lot easier to make a photo backstop with that. And just tilt it at a little bit of an angle, and as soon as you focus your camera on your subject that's basically in the foreground, everything behind it just immediately goes to like space. It's just.
I love the history of that paint. If you ever read up on that, it's hilarious.
Yeah, and apparently the other dude's not allowed to buy this.
Yes.
I guess artists have a feud with each other, but it's pretty neat. I was hoping that it would be a little bit more like I've seen videos online of where like they paint like an oddly shaped thing and it just completely like disappears with all the details gone and just kind of like makes a void around it.
Sportimus wants to know what material it is. Is that an acrylic or is it a?
Yeah, so this is like a.
Don't give away your secrets.
It's basically, you can find it on teamamazon.com actually, but it's one side of it's very shiny. And so
you gotta give me a link to that.
If you want that reflective surface look, and then the other side is like a more of a satin finish. Then
that scratch is so easy though.
Yeah, this paint scratches very easily, and the shiny side scratches very easily. But
so is that an acrylic paint though?
Oh, the paint is paint acrylic.
Yeah.
Yes, the paint is acrylic. It is acrylic paint. It washes with water very easily. Actually, you thin it a little bit with water. It helps it go smooth, make a thin coat. They say you put this on in like 2 or 3 very thin coats.
Is that something you get on Amazon?
The paint is actually through a website. It's called Culture Hustle.
Can you hold it up again?
Yeah, it's called Black 3.0.
So BLK 3.0.
Yeah.
You can find 2.0 on Amazon, but right now 3.0 I think is still in Culture Hustle, and that's the guys who make it.
I would recommend it only, but I bought two because I don't understand milliliters and I really didn't know like how much I was going to get. One is plenty. You don't need more than one. Like I painted a whole like probably like a 14-inch by 16-inch canvas and a couple other odd things that I was playing around with, and I still have like probably 3/4 of this bottle. So it does go quite a ways. It's very thick.
Where can you get the shiny sheet, the bull sheet?
Amazon. It's
maybe you could be more descriptive for him.
It's called a. Damn it! I'll find it. I'll find a link, and I'll maybe put the link, or I'll put the description in the chat, because I can't remember exactly what it's called. But it's a photography. Um, it's photography paraphernalia. It's not just like a random. Yeah, it is made for photography, and the packet you buy actually comes with one white one and one black one. So you'll get a white with a shiny side and a black with a shiny side. But that's it for me. No toys.
Did you tell us how you were doing, Bill?
Yeah, but it wasn't important enough for you to remember, apparently. So it is what it is.
Somebody's tossing bottles.
Extra Zero.
Extra Zero.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. Still trying to figure out my whole roof situation, getting my roof fixed, but I'll get there. Work's been kind of I don't want to say a drag, but things are starting to blend together, and I think everybody on my project is looking to get some time off. So hopefully towards the end of the month, I'm planning on taking a 5-day weekend. Probably the 22nd and the 26th. So just make Memorial Day weekend a really long weekend. But otherwise, I've been just kind of hanging in there. I think the thing also too that is causing our time to drag is just when you have something you're looking forward to, which for us is like seeing this new puppy. It's like when we had nothing to look forward to, it was like the days were just going by. But now that we're like excited for a date, it's like getting to that point, getting to that little bit of like something cool and life changing is dragging by. But
it's like Christmas.
It's a little bit like Christmas. It's like Christmas in May. But I did get a few things this week. This was like an Amazon deal today. This is the Neo Geo Mini, and it's not really a toy. It's all right. These things originally came out at like 100. I think they were like $120 when they came out, and I was just like, It hooks up to a TV. It's got a screen. It's got a working screen, working joystick, and everything. It's very well made, very very well made actually. But it's got its own fair share of problems. The button layout's an issue. The joystick is serviceable, but it's just an analog joystick. It doesn't actually have any clickiness to it. So anybody that's ever played Neo Geo in the past, which is probably only Dave,
Pretty much.
you know that like when you move a Neo Geo joystick, it's got micro switches in it. This doesn't. You can hook it up to a TV, but it doesn't include a micro HDMI cable. So I had to buy an adapter for that. And then if you want to use external controllers, you have to buy those separately. Although, to my knowledge, Switch Pro controllers work. So I can go that route. I have 2 of those. But this was on a lightning deal for $30, and for $30, it's worth it. For $120, no. For $100, no. Even at $30, given all the quirks with this, I kind of feel like it's like, But it does play some of my favorite SNK games. It has Fatal Fury. It has World Heroes. It has Samurai Showdown 2. It has Metal Slug, basically all the Metal Slug games, and my all-time favorite, King of the Monsters 2. So for that, it was worth it. Toy-wise, I got just a couple things. I got the Jet Shatter, which is awesome. Just coming off of getting that Bumblebee. She is a really, really, really cool figure. I think I like the Bumblebee a little bit more just because in the robot mode, he's got more posability. But just in terms of sculpt and size and the fun of the transformation, this thing is a winner. I kind of wish the back came together a little bit better, but I can forgive it. It's just an all around well designed figure for its size and its level of complexity, and it actually feels solid. Pretty sure T-Man's going to have a lot of stuff to say about it in his upcoming review. And then, much like T-Man, I also got the Decepticon cassette pack. So I have Rumble to go with my Frenzy, finally. And
Frenzy.
Wing Thing. And then what was this guy's? That's Scar. And I keep forgetting what the little other robot dude is. All I know is Knock. There we go. All I know is that when shoot, what's his nuts
Double Dealer
comes out. Double Dealer comes out. Yeah, these guys are just going to be his accessories, and I'm very much looking forward to that. So he can have his Power Masters.
That looks really good, by the way. If you got a Black Widow stand.
Did you see that you could put the missile underneath of Double Dealer in bird mode?
I did.
We give him a missile. Boop. I censored myself.
See, I'm gonna go by the cartoon. Everybody wants cartoon accuracy. Rumble was blue in the cartoon, so
Rumble's blue. That's pretty much the end of it. Now that I've said that, that's the deciding factor.
I'm just gonna lay down the law here. Is that the Rumble that everybody fell in love with was not red? Just like the Megatron that everybody fell in love with was not silver, and he didn't have squigglies on his chest.
Never understood the squigglies on the chest.
I think it was just supposed to be an ornamental thing for. I don't know. I never watched The Man from U.N.C.L.E., but I think that Walther P-38 might have had it, and that was why that was there.
It's because Megatron is a man.
And he's got his little chest hairs.
Yeah.
Hey,
Right.
30.
Frumble.
What the?
Hey, I will counter that with who invited Chuck? We're just kidding. I love you, Chuck. Let's get into some news. Let's get into our Hasbro news first. It's a scant news week. Tonight's show is going to be a bit more of a discussion show, so we'll get through our little topics first. Starting off with some cool news, and hopefully it means a Prowl with more paint. There is an Earthrise 2-pack on the way, much like the one that we're seeing for the Decepticons, where we're getting Thundercracker and Skywarp, as well as the clones, Pounce and Wingspan. Their Amazon Germany had listed an Earth Mode 2-pack. Not much information, but also a new listing via Amazon France reveals the content of the products. It says, a battlefield to build, the siege is over, but the war for Cybertron has only just begun. Although Autobots and Decepticons have left Cybertron, the fight continues in space as they search for the Allspark, yada, 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 but they get to security officer Autobot Ironhide converts to a van in 22 stages, and military strategist Autobot Prowl converts to a police car in 15 cents. Well, we know that a Blue Streak is coming to not Blue Streak, but Smokescreen. Yeah. So to me, this seems like an easy repaint. I don't think making Ironhide and Earth Van would be that intense of a remold. So this kind of seems like
you're going to have a new body, probably.
I would hope so. I really think that they could make that mold a little bit better, but for what it was, I honestly think it was a pretty good Ironhide.
I like
funny. Smokescreen was the Generation Select last time, and Ratchet was the Walgreens exclusive. Now they reverse characters.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see another 2-pack with like Ratchet and Blue Streak.
I feel like they're going to be regular releases.
Maybe. But I think, the way they're going with Earthrise and the fact that we're getting more paint in Earthrise than we did with Siege, I think partially due to the fact that we're not getting that, that kind of weird battle deco, we could see a really good looking Prowl, especially since, late into Siege and early into Earthrise, Hasbro's been doing it pretty good when it comes to characters having their bodies painted.
Well, I'm looking at the smoke screen right now, and that is definitely nicer than the Siege version of that mold.
Yes.
It's definitely a little beefier.
A little bit. I just don't like the way the wheels are, but that's just my only gripe with it. It's got those clip-on wheels.
Like this guy.
Yeah, I wish the clips were just by default on the inside, so you didn't see them.
I wish there was silver on those silver on the rims, but I can fix that myself.
I made Frenzy into a box.
So, our next little bit of Hasbro news, I guess our last bit of Hasbro news. It's been a slow news week, but this is actually some really good news, and I wasn't exactly expecting this. But Hasbro released their financial news, or their first quarter 2020 financial news. Let me get that out of the way. And the long and short of it is that the global pandemic is actually not going to impact their output at all.
I almost invested money in Hasbro.
You sort of do.
Yeah.
Has broke.
I don't think their Hasbro at all. I mean, Hasbro reports that they are in good financial position to end the first quarter with $1.2 billion in cash.
Doing better than WWE, that's for sure.
Yeah. The company's $1.5 billion revolving credit facility is also available. So, basically
I think they're going to really show some good second quarter numbers, whereas a lot of companies are not, because you can still go to Walmart and Targets,
Amazon,
and people are stuck at home and they need stuff to do, so they're buying toys for their kids, they're buying board games.
I was say board games. Dude, you see the puzzle section? They were like gone.
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny you mentioned puzzles. I've seen people that have been like asking, "Where are the puzzles? Where are the puzzles?" When I've had to go to Walmart.
I've seen people looking at board games.
You tell them there's a piece over there, there's a piece over there, there's a piece over there.
well, it's funny with board games as well. Like one of Alexa's favorite board games it's called the Mexican Train Game. It's a domino game. I don't know if anybody's ever played it.
No.
That sounds naughty.
Too easy for a joke.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the train game. Run the train, writes itself.
Riba, andale.
You're not supposed to tell people.
Don't tell nobody.
T, you were frozen in a very unflattering.
Actually, I think it looks kind of dignified.
You frozen right now?
Yes.
You are frozen right now.
There we go.
You're very stoic, as I tell my
I'm gonna hit print.
He is
humor.
not.
I just hit
thrilled.
print screen.
Careful, that's the next T-shirt.
I still don't have my T-shirt.
No.
I'm the only one that ordered one.
You ordered a really T-shirt?
I ordered a Fat
There
Hub
we go.
T-shirt. We didn't plug our T-shirts.
We did not. Damn.
Buy our shit.
God, this podcast sucks.
We never put a link in the description, but buy our
Since you
shit.
mentioned it, Joe, Joe's over there. You can go to teespring.com and do a search for the Fap Shop, where we have a multiple varieties of T-shirts available, and it does help the show out. We are one of the lowest costs T-shirts out there.
That's true. They're very affordable. And only one is slightly inappropriate.
Yeah.
I know. I don't think they're going to do the Dave shirt again.
I've got the only one.
You have a very, very rare Chase figure there.
Yeah. You should put that on eBay.
Part of that, part of it is I think that when you made it, Joe, I think it was like a challenge, because we had the discussion in the chat where it was like kind of like well, if you make it, I'll buy it. And I bought that motherfucker like the moment it went live. I was like, boom.
I should have jacked the price up on that thing. That
Yeah,
should have
right.
been,
Made it like
that should have been $100 shirt.
shit. I probably still would have
I was
bought.
gonna say Jordan, like for the
You
joke.
would've.
I will say this. I will. Yeah, really zero. Really, give me. Yeah, thank you. I will say this. If all this craziness, if it does calm down by October, because if it does, I do plan on trying to go to TFCon. If you can try to put that shirt back on there right before, like 3 weeks before TFCon, and anybody buys that shirt, I will buy that person the beverage of their choice at the hotel if I see you wearing it.
Does that include me?
I mean, it's gone, Dave. It's not on the
No, he's
website
saying
at all.
resubmit it.
Oh. But
Well,
like if I show up and I've got like one in hand, I'm like, this is my old one. This is my new one.
I don't want them to like invoice me for their broken printers and servers. So I don't know.
I
if
will
I'll
sit there.
attempt
I
to-
will budget like $100
Maybe we can
of
do
just
another
buying
one that's
drinks.
just like one big Dave head.
That's nice.
Or maybe we
Just
can
say-
do one with one little Dave head. I mean, we
That's
get prizes.
No,
A super small,
No.
tiny Dave head.
I know Bolt Matrix wants one.
So can you make a shirt that then has the little alligator, but instead of the alligator head, it's just a little Dave head?
No, we if we were to do one with that, it would have to be like the matte hat and sunglasses.
I agree with that.
I would take that. I would buy it.
But at that point, it would also have to be embroidered.
See, my shirt's gotta be fancy.
Sportimus, I did think about doing a Dave face mask, but I can't sew, so I would have to get that fabric and have my wife sew it, and I don't know if I want the
That was the beauty of the shirt, though. You
questions
just did
and-
this.
You don't want the questions.
I don't know if I want the question.
No, I don't want the accusations.
See, the best part of having that mask would be like you walk to a store, it's like, sir, you have to wear a mask to come in, and then you just go, really?
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 And then, oh wait,
You know, that might be something that sells though. Like, are you a website where you can just like take a picture of yourself with a webcam, and then they make that into a mask that you can wear, and that way it just looks like you're not wearing a mask.
you know,
Now, if I can,
sure that's
if
a
I can
thing.
get that of other people, then I can just walk by security cameras and just not have their face. Anyway,
can you still buy the Bane mask?
I don't know.
Probably for somewhere.
Like, because like functionality wise, I mean, it is just a face covering.
you can find a variation from it at Adam and Eve.
You merely adopted the quarantine.
I want to be able to breathe.
Dave's done his research
Yeah.
extensively.
No, you left it. You left it in the background in one of our shows, Matt.
I don't keep that stuff down here, so that's bullshit.
Dave, remember, she can hear every word.
I mean,
And I am
technically, the
watching my
entire
language.
internet can.
I am watching my language. I have not said a word. I have alluded to. You guys have carried on. You guys have answered for me, but I have not said any words.
Yeah, but she
Well-
can hear us too, I would imagine, right? Do you have speakers?
You gotta hear.
You got. Oh, okay.
Here's
Well, on
a
the
segue for you.
playback, when she watches the show tomorrow.
Speaking of large purple fallacies,
Sorry.
God damn it!
we get a KO oversized upscale.
Oh.
I actually think this looks amazing, to be honest. Zeus is the third part. I've heard Aloy Mech, and now this one's saying Zeus. So it's all, Wei Zhang, Black Mamba offshoots.
That's a very pretty robot.
Yes. And notes from trans fans, the site that posted this, they said, yes, it still does transform. I'm not sure why anybody's questioning that, because it's just a...
Dude, that looks unique toys quality right there.
Yeah, I mean, the Studio Series Shockwave is one of the best, and I think part of that is just the simplicity of it. I mean, he never transformed in the movie, so his alt mode is just what you make of it. So
Why would he?
Well, right, why would he? But all the engineering for that Studio Series figure went into the robot mode, and then here, accentuated with LEDs, they added opposable hand. It looks like his hose is now on ball joints.
So
I probably am gonna. I'm probably
Nice,
gonna be
Matt.
all in on.
I have not bought a single one of these here. I mean, I was tempted on the Starscream, but that I can see that on my shelf.
Especially since I have the Unique Toys, the base, the worm base that came with Dragoon, which I'm like, why is this the bonus for him? He never he never needed this. But
And plus, Unique Toys is making this too.
unless they are,
Does this transform, or is that already transformed?
this transforms. It
What
transforms
does it
into
transform into?
an air quote tank.
Okay. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, I can kind of see treads on the.
Yeah.
whatever that is.
And I mean, he still has the wheels. I mean, you can still see the wheels there. The wheels on his butt go round and around. I love that they gave him LEDs in the back. Like they didn't need to do that, but they sure as heck did. I mean,
yeah, that looks really pretty.
like the thing
It
that
looks
surprised
really cool, but it doesn't look like a transformer.
but that application goes to like all of the Michael Bay stuff. As you get closer and closer to screen accuracy with the Bayformers, they just outside Optimus Prime, very few of them actually look like Transformers.
Yeah, this looks like something you'd see on like a Doom video game or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think the Constructicons were the only ones that looked like they transformed into something, especially Longhaul.
Yeah.
Brawl did. And Bone Crusher did. Bone Crusher looked like he transformed.
Sportman says Joe is being basest.
Slap in the base, man. Just slap in the base, man.
Yeah. I'm hoping that this is still a lower price KO. I've wanted that Black Mamba Megatron for a while. I've just never, like when I had the opportunity to get him at a good price, I just kind of slept on it, and now he's kind of expensive. And, I don't want to pay that price for a KO.
Did you buy the giant blackout?
No, I didn't. I saw it at TFCon, and it was like, I think Hanny had it for like $80. And I thought about it. I was just at the time I was just like, well, I got to get this stuff home, and I was already buying all the exclusives, so I just couldn't wrap my finances around it because I'm a whore for MMC. So.
But they appreciate it.
They do appreciate it, and I love I want to have a discussion about QC at the end of this, but with MMC, I've never had a single QC issue.
Mm-hmm. I can attest to that.
I can think of one offhand, but two. One was the exclusive that just came out. The what the hell?
Sphinx?
What's his name?
Rat Batter Sphinx.
Bedrock, the one that was Bulkhead.
Oh, the one I still haven't opened.
This MMC?
He had the
Yeah, that loose.
He had that extremely loose knee, which is not a big deal.
Yeah, I just glued it back on.
Yeah, but their first release of
Voss
was kind of like the one black mark.
Okay, yes, actually, because mine fell apart. I forgot about that.
Right. Everybody's first release fell apart. And I hear the second one holds up better, but
I've got like the 5th release and I've had no problems.
But unfortunately, I they're doing another reissue. They just announced they're doing the first 3 DJD reissues, and I don't have him. I can't spend $90 on that dude. I don't think he's worth it.
He displays very well.
I'll put it this way. For me, I don't think he's worth it.
Yeah. So,
I don't know if you put this in a doc, but I lied about something when I said I didn't pull out an old toy.
We know that's why you have like 4 kids.
But Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
So we've got 17 hours to go on the Spawn Remaster. This thing probably will raise $3 million by the
thought it
end
was
of this
already
podcast.
I
No,
thought you were to say this thing will probably be funded.
no. We'll probably raise. I mean, it was $100,000 was their goal, and they're already at nearly $3 million. I'm very certain that they are going to hit that, which that's insane. That's an extremely successful Kickstarter with,
Can we really trust these numbers, though? I mean, who's
it's from
checking these
Kickstarter. Kickstarter's a third party.
numbers? Who's checking these numbers? I don't buy it.
Todd is probably so happy and proud.
He's probably like sniffing cocaine and bathing in money right now.
Well, if you've ever watched the
don't
videos,
say that. He'll take our video down again.
All right.
He'll pull our stream.
Yeah, we better get off this website.
So 2 days ago, there was a new update that was posted. The project
posted
as
2 hours ago.
Well, was there an update 2 hours ago?
Let me check my emails.
Okay. Because the last update I have is from
4:52. I got one at 4:52 Eastern Time.
What's that update say?
He was just talking about the variant foil covers.
Okay. Because the last update here stating that it hit the $2.5 million mark. They've decided to give everyone who ordered Classic Spawn via any pledge level a painted Necro sword.
Mm-hmm.
Up until now, this was only going to be available on the black and white artist proof version. So
Made me very happy.
Yeah.
Who's in on this?
Me.
Me.
I'm not yet.
I'm not yet, but I am still thinking about it.
You know what?
I was just Matt.
I was thinking of maybe taking one of Womack's 7 that he pre-ordered, and he'll never. I'll get it back to him before he even tries to open it.
Do it, Joe.
I've got
ordered weirder stuff.
I've got the classic. I am sorely tempted to also get the modern, just so I would give the modern one like the 2 machine guns to look like absolutely awesome, and give just the Necro sword to regular Spawn.
I don't give in to mob mentality, so you guys can't sway my decision. Just let me transform my 8th Seeker that I've bought in peace. It's not funny.
And you still have the DX9, right?
What, Seekers? Yeah. They're good. They're still good figures.
But it's like Zero was saying, this has been not only has this been a very successful Kickstarter, this has been one of the most beautifully managed Kickstarters. I mean, up until, I need to get the toy in my hands, but Todd has been just burying us in progress.
Mm-hmm.
That's the question maybe I've got, is that there is a lot of confusion about who gets what. How do you feel that'll be? Do you think that'll be straight? Do you guys have a good grasp as to what you're getting for your order?
Yeah, he has a list.
The reason I asked is because I watched Robo, and Robo was talking about it, and he said that there was a lot of confusion about what. Know. Well, that's true, and he admits that.
he updated with a whole list detailing everything.
Okay, so it is known. Okay.
Just go to that main page. But he's been on a bunch of people's show channels recently too.
Pixel Dan, Chardonnay,
and somebody else. I only clicked on a couple of Chardonnays.
But just buy everything and you're good. No. That's not worth it.
Actually,
no, it's not.
56 once you add shipping.
Yeah,
Don't you say that like it's inconsequential.
Well, that's the thing, though. They were saying $40, $40, and yeah, they tagged that $17 freight on there. That was actually it's a big box. Don't get me wrong, but you're just kind of like, if you just said it was $60,
yeah,
I think I would have bought it, but it's like, dude, I'm like, okay.
How do you guys feel about the cape? I think that's one of my sticking points. Is that I'm not thrilled. Like the cape looks cool, but functionally, I'm wondering how much use we'll get out of it.
Not a lot unless they change it at the last minute.
Like
I think people in the comments saying cloth with wire, please.
That's what I would. If it was a cloth wire cape at the same price point, you'd probably have me.
Who knows if they break 3 million?
Well, true. I guess that could always be something added, but that's sort of a fundamental change to the figure, though. I would think, unless they add it as an extra that comes with the cape already offered. But
you know what? Yeah. They'll probably. It will have to be the same cape that they're already giving us with the extra added.
What's his name? Siegism, the guy who makes the cloth goods. You know he's already like sewing as we speak.
I wonder how many figures it is altogether.
Well, with this here, you know he's already cooking up what's going to be next.
that's a good question. What would you want next?
Violator.
What if it's non-spawn property?
That Todd owns? I mean, what
Is there anything else? That's what I'm asking.
I mean, what else has he got right now? I don't think he would do any DC.
Not for Kickstarter.
Batman with a crazy cape.
You're getting that with what's it called?
Mezco.
Not well, maybe.
Mafex.
I'm thinking of Mafex. Yeah, you're getting that with Mafex.
Does anyone here have Generation Toy Tyrant?
I do.
Did you realize that he's a triple changer?
No.
He's got a third alt mode here. The frog.
I think that qualifies as breaking news.
Yeah, careful. They might turn him into a Masterpiece Spitler.
I was going to say, that actually looks just like the frog from Power Rangers Ninja.
Oh, yeah.
From the Ninja Megazord.
So speaking of things,
that's from the movie where they have a button to knee people in the balls, right?
That one.
All giant mechs should have that button.
They might. I mean, how many giant mechs have you piloted? They could very well have that button.
So speaking of amphibians, y'all remember? Well, actually, no, we're not speaking of amphibians because these aren't amphibians. But remember, we had talked about some of the Loot Crate NECA Turtle exclusives.
Yes.
So the final one, we know the first one is going to be the Mirage Comics Shredder, which I will probably go for. The other one was going to be Bebop in the bunny suit. We now know what the third turtle is going to be, and it's kind of ridiculous. So for the video game Loot Crate, it is going to be a glow-in-the-dark electrified turtle.
Oh, shell shock.
Yeah.
Let's take a minute and appreciate Loot Crate, man, because they reinvented themselves pretty well, and I think they saved their business, man. Because like the monthly boxes were a hot thing for like a minute, and then
they did save them. NECA bought them, and NECA's now exclusive.
Okay, well, the brand lives on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's like one of the things. Like right now, if you go into like a Target, you can get these blind bags, and yeah, I watched Mad Little Pixel unbox them because he's like, oh, these are NECA. These should be pretty good, and yeah, that's basically what they're. I mean, it's a smart move on NECA's behalf, getting some of that overflow into like places like Target, getting some of the the excess stuff out there to sell it at like $10 a pop. But yeah, I think that their success is going to basically be pushing exclusives to folks and saying like, oh, you can get this exclusive, but you got to buy a whole bunch of other crap. Now, with the Shredder, it's a cool figure, and it's like, okay, well, I'm probably gonna get a Ninja Turtle shirt. I would pay, $15 to $20 for that. Well, probably $15. I would pay $20 for the Shredder, and then I'm going to get $5 worth of other crap.
Put the screen on Shredder again.
Here, let me scroll back down.
I love that Shredder.
So,
is that a solid turtle?
I don't know. I don't know how the jaw works.
If you look at, I think it's got an alternate head, but I think all the joints is just. I think it's just their base, the regular turtle, just with incandescent paint on it, glow in the dark paint.
God,
Yeah, with that jaw though. But like for the Shredder, that's definitely a new head. That looks to be the animated Shredder without the cape, at least. Probably a new chest.
So I guess the question with that turtle is, what that mouth do?
I think it's static. It's not like Metalhead. But
that Metalhead does look impressive. I will give it
Yes.
that. That Metalhead does look good.
So are you in for that turtle?
Who, me? No.
unless
Okay,
he finds out that mouth do more.
Is it
Well,
another
hey.
colored seeker? No, I'm not gonna get it.
I was also gonna say, because you know how cool that would be, having that turtle posed next to a figure arts Blanca.
That would be pretty cool.
Dum, 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 dum,
And
dum,
then, then Matt finds out what that mouth do.
dum,
That
dum.
mouth looks like it's ready to do anything you want.
Yeah, it looks almost unnatural. In fact, it's freaking me out a little bit.
The
He's working on her copyright strike.
I'm about to say, are you trying to just lose our stream again?
No, we didn't. Not yet. Not yet. Marvin Gaye's lawyers are
Scrambling.
they aren't that fast. Because when they get that feeling, they get shot by their father.
Oh.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh.
Wow, like T is frozen, but like that is the most disappointed. Like he's got this permanent look.
He's
of
frozen,
just-
but he likes it.
That's the picture. Forget that picture of Terry Crews. That's the picture I need on on my credit card. Every
Can y'all
time I
hear
buy
me?
something,
Yeah, we
We
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
Stop freezing me.
You should just call yourself Frozone.
Oh, I see it now.
You've been like that for like the past half hour.
Wow, and nobody cared.
We kept
yes,
saying.
we've
We
made like
told you.
Zoom in on
12
me
jokes
again.
about it.
Zoom in on me.
We did earlier, actually, and you got screen capped.
Y'all came to this barbecue and you brought nothing.
You came to. It's like no, you look like you went to a barbecue and they didn't have like name brand ketchup.
They had catsup. Come on, guys. Come on.
I thought it fixed it when they zoomed in on me.
No.
No. So I gotta leave, come back. See ya.
All right. So I guess
That's the
I
excitement.
to get into tonight's discussion. This is gonna be a fun one. I think everybody's kind of had some downtime, and most of us are, well, not most of us. I think. Well, Matt, are you working from home?
No.
No. So, and Joe, are you working from home?
No.
No. Oh, so I'm probably the only one working from home full time.
Mm-hmm.
But in that time, I've actually rediscovered some old toys, which has been nice. And I want to know if any of you guys have picked up some old figures you might have forgotten about and what they are. And I guess We'll go first. This is it's not a Generations figure. It's a movie figure, but not just any movie figure. This is Evac from Transformers: The Ride. While I've never been to Universal Studios when this guy came out, I just thought he was a really cool concept. And my buddy Ruben, who lives in Miami, made the trip to Orlando and got me one. And this figure has been in my collection for a while now, actually. I think right after Transformers: The Ride came out, I was like, yeah, that figure's really cool. I'd like to have one. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm going there. And I've had it since. And I've really been messing about with this figure, and it's got a really cool transformation. Unlike a lot of movie figures, it actually has really impressive ankle tilt to the point where I actually popped it off of the post. Let me get that back on there. Yeah, it's got like full ankle tilt. And I like the fact that he doesn't transform into a real vehicle so much as he transforms into the little car that you ride on in the theme park. And I thought that was a cool concept, considering that most of the times they do like these exclusives for theme parks. They're just kind of lazy repaints. So, yeah, I've just kind of really been enjoying this figure for what it is. It's got a really simple and kind of unique transformation. And, yeah, just kind of wondering, have you guys discovered anything? Or rediscovered anything, I should say.
I'm actually in the middle of rediscovering this guy.
Frog Megatron that just tried to punch you. I saw that.
Yes. he took a shot at me.
He's like, "What is that fucking name?" Swing at you. All this week has been Legend Scale Dinobot week for me at work. I've grabbed the DX9 Dinobot and taken it to work, and I've rediscovered what I knew before, that their transformations are overly complex and unnecessary. They've got old articulation, but you know what? They're still pretty decent figures. I like them. I want New Age or Magic Square to make new ones, but
New Age would be awesome.
New Age Dinobots. Hear us,
Yeah.
New Age. I know you're watching, or at least you'll watch on a playback. T is. I'll tell you what. Let's zoom in there because
T rediscovers old figures
He looks-
all the time.
He just looks devastated right now that he was frozen.
He looks like he took Prowl's place.
Mm-hmm. I recently
understood
put
that
this back
reference.
together because I wanted to see if he could hold Megatron, but the hands they don't open wide enough, and his thumb is static. But at least I got to put this back together. And I couldn't remember if this this foot is supposed to be like this. Because it does hinder the bend right there, but whatever.
he's one of my regrets. I wish I'd picked that one up.
I wish I got the add-on kit because I always hated that this moves, but the treads stay in place. I mean, I could detach it and fake it, but it's only out to the side that you can fake it.
I regret selling mine to get the Constructor. Sort of. Like, Constructor looks great on the shelf, but that definitely is a fun figure to mess with.
Mine's right there.
I had the Unite Warriors one, so that one actually, at the time I sold it, it was, I think I sold him for close to $400.
Okay.
So it basically covered my Constructor at the time.
I think I still got the box for this.
And if you're willing to sell that to me for like $105 with a $5 discount, I'd be all right with that.
Yeah. 300.
No, you already said yeah. That's a binding.
That is true.
Contract.
And
It's on the internet.
you've got the witness of the world, of
Yeah,
the World
you
Wide
said
Web.
yeah. You paused, and then you thought about it and wanted to renegotiate the deal, but by then it's binding. I could take you on Judge Judy right now, and she would shout at both of us, and then make you give me the toy. Actually,
You
she'd
wouldn't
probably
get-
just
you-
shout at both of us. And
You wouldn't get the
kick us
announcer
out.
though.
Yeah. Here's a completely original mold that they never reused.
That is true.
That's cool. But it's not a
Yep.
Frog Megatron.
I got the Legends versions of that.
They made a Legends version of this?
They made-
Oh,
yeah,
that's
they made-
right. And he was mass retail.
That's when at that time, that's when Transformers Prime was doing the Cyberverse. And to be frank, Transformers Prime Cyberverse is still one of the best mini toy lines that they ever made. I wish that when they did the Legions class for the movies that it was that same quality. I love every one of those figures. So Joe, did you find anything classical?
Well, like I said, I'm messing around with this guy. I really have not I wouldn't say rediscovered necessarily anything that's old. No. To be honest, my day-to-day routine has not changed.
Right. Same with me.
With this pandemic. I'm still going to work every day. I come home. I sometimes get time to check out my toy room. Sometimes I don't. And nothing's
Say a prayer to Elon Musk.
Well, that's a different room.
Okay.
And he has a. It's not really a shrine. It's more of an account that he uses to pay Elon the monies for all the things.
The Musk Hut.
I'm surprised you don't have a flamethrower.
I looked for a flamethrower. It's not a flamethrower. Do you want to know how much they cost on eBay's?
I mean, why weren't you part of the first run that they offered?
Yeah, how much is a Boring Company flamethrower? Because I remember, Jesus Christ, damn it!
Hey, well, Sportimus was sharing. He's rediscovered Beast Wars Optimus Primal.
It took
was originally
and
like,
Chuck got it on
$500.
Classic.
They're selling them on. Originally, I think it was like $500. They're selling them for like $2,000
for an Elon Musk flame. That's you should drop. No problem.
Come on,
for money back, for money crab. Come on, man.
And you're in an area that is prone to ice storms. You would actually be able to use that to de-ice your Tesla so you could get out of the driveway safely. And de-ice your driveway.
See, he's giving you a use case scenario.
I would love to see how that warranty claim goes.
No, you're just using it to de-ice your driveway. You're just
you will be the first.
I bet if you got Elon involved, if you were like at Elon Musk, I did this with your flamethrower, he'd be like, give that man a job.
Elon has yet to acknowledge me on Twitter.
That's because he's so taken aback by you.
Yeah. Have you tried talking to him about Full Metal Alchemist?
No, I have not. I've tried tweeting him in all different ways, sending him the DMs, just tagging him. You know, when CNN attacked him, I was there to defend him. And he's yet to even like one of my tweets.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, he likes them, but does he like them?
Actually, I kid. I haven't done all that. You guys can check my Twitter account. I don't even know if I have a Twitter account, to be honest with you.
You know, it's interesting. Nate brings up the old Parallax kits. Those were they're really old school, and those were the first time third party ever caught my eye. Like, I remember really wanting that Ultra Magnus kit, but I never picked up the Ultra Magnus. Even though, like, unlike C, I did see that Ultra Magnus Skyward kit. I just didn't really want the, white Optimus Prime repaint.
I got the Rodimus right behind me. Dang.
He wasn't having any of that, was he? So I transformed my hot link, and this guy's actually pretty hot, pretty badass looking. I like that, man.
Purporting.
Now I just got to paint the flames for his flamethrower, but I don't have any paint. I don't have any fucking paint. No access to paint. The Michaels near me is closed. Joann's is closed. Joann's website's the only one offering anything shipping wise right now that I need, and they don't have paint. Michael's website doesn't have paint in stock, so right now it's just gonna have to stay white hot.
Our Michael's at Walmart.
I just need little bottles of model kit paint. This is why. So if anybody that doesn't know, Hotlink is the welcoming committee Decepticon seeker that has the flamethrower that throws the flames around Wheeljack in the first episode. His Megatron that comes with him is painted the same color as his flamethrower. So I think I've said all this before, but I'm saying it again because
I have a paint that would be perfect for that.
I don't want to make it black.
No,
it doesn't. Black fire is not a canonical for this.
This one right here.
Oh, I've got that paint.
This is what I used on my Optimus Prime.
Oh, he wasn't being sarcastic. He was actually being helpful.
On the mirrors, I painted those with that, and it matches the silver that's on Smokestacks perfectly.
No. He's
Do you
trying to
have
paint the fire.
yellow,
The fire.
orange, and red?
Yeah,
You
there's
want to paint the gun, right?
No, the gun is the
Yeah.
correct color.
but that kit that or I'm sorry, I bought a set of that paint, that brand of paint. It comes in all metallic flakes, and you can get an orange, a red, and a shit. What's the other?
Well, I
color
have
in
this
there?
whole set, so I probably have the paint that he's looking for.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
thought
was
he
gonna
wanted
say-
to paint the gun the silver.
Yeah. Also, Matt, find a game store.
Well, game stores are probably closed
They're
too.
all closed. Well, the ones that I'm aware of are closed around
Yeah.
here. And I don't know if I showed this off, but that's what it's going to look like.
Yeah, it was like the ones by me are still offering. They'll do curbside pickup.
That looks
Can
like
you do that for me, Dave, and drive it over?
Matt's scared to go to the store.
I haven't been at my house and work are the only fucking places I've been since the beginning of March. I'm not scared. I want to go somewhere.
That's what I said. Call
I'm just
your game.
scared.
Just call
Put
your
on a
game
mask.
stores. Ask them if they're doing curbside pickup, and say, "Hey, listen, I need these colors. Usually, a nice Citadel color will work well, or even a modeling or a train store." And then they'll run you the little baggie out. You know, you pay it on. You give them your credit card. They hand you your bag, and it's like you're buying your pills when you were a teenager, and you know you can drive off.
What kind of pills? Just out of curiosity.
Happy pills, not growing pills.
If there were growing pills, I missed all of them. It's not even.
You're taller than I am. Don't complain.
I mean, it's close.
Not
Dave.
that kind of growing, Dave.
Yeah,
Different kind of growing.
yeah,
But I
not
think
not
these rooms-
showing.
Hey,
That ship
Alright.
has sailed.
All right. So I guess another thing I want to talk about is, did anybody happen to see that trailer? I mean, we kind of did a little prelude to this with McFarlane make a RoboCop. There was a trailer for the Mortal Kombat 11 DLC, and we don't normally talk about video games too often on this channel.
Though we never
However-
said we wouldn't.
Yes, exactly. So I know T's seen it. I know Dave's seen it.
I have
Matt,
seen
Joe.
it as well. Yes,
I watched it, yes.
I did watch it. I have not played the original game though, so I don't know.
Well,
what
the
is
good
going on.
news is, if
Good
you wanted to
news,
get in on
everybody.
it, what's that?
The good news, everybody.
Yeah. The good news is that there is well, it's not necessarily going to be the complete version of the game, considering that they could do additional expansions. But in June, there's going to be a package for regular retail price with all of the content. So there's going to be a $60 release with the base game, the first combat pack, the second combat pack, and the aftermath story pack. So if you're looking to get in on Mortal Kombat, and I know you have a PlayStation 4.
Okay, I'll ask this. When does Cyberpunk come out?
November, I think.
So I have time. Okay. And I need to finish God of War. I need to start what's the game you like, T? Horizon. Yeah, I gotta finish. I gotta start Horizon, and I have to start The Last of Us. So those are all games that I actively.
All of y'all need to finish Final Fantasy.
Okay, that was what I was gonna say next. Is that I've got 2 chapters left. of
20
Final
hours
Fantasy,
in.
and I'm going to play it again immediately.
You need 20 more, so hurry up.
I got that stupid guy with the dog.
Don't tell them no
Why
more
you
than
gotta
that.
talk about Zero like that? He's an alright guy.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Dave?
So, you know
Friendship.
what? I got another little thing, but not. We'll talk about this first. But Mortal Kombat, RoboCop,
Mhm.
good stuff.
Yeah. So you get the levels and the new moves for free, but if you want to get the story stuff or the new characters, the new characters are Fujin, who I'm most excited about. Well, actually, technically, I'm most excited about RoboCop, but you get Shiva, who was in the story for Mortal Kombat 11, and there's rumored to be a potential 4th character. Everything drops on May 26th, which is awesome. They're not making you wait weeks for characters.
Sindel isn't one of them. The good
Well, Sindel was in the last one.
Sindel's already in the game.
Yeah.
but they have the good version.
That's just a skin.
She's gonna have new personality, right?
Yeah, but that's just the skin. That's like saying like, well, Liu Kang has, you know,
He's no longer dead
yeah,
or whatever.
a Revenant. Like
Yeah.
the Revenant versions of the characters have the same abilities despite their personality changes.
These leg ratchets are friggin' awesome, as y'all heard.
We've been hearing it the whole time. I was about to tell you to hit your mute button. I will say this: if the fourth character is not one of the cyborgs, I will be very irritated.
It has to be Ash.
Well, you know, there was data mining done that said that Ash was going to be one of the characters.
But the Cyber Ninjas were both Cyrax and Sector were part of the story.
Yeah,
And you fought them. Their character code is in there. Like the game moves. Like there's no reason why I should not be able to fight as them. And I freaking love them.
because I mean, you know, they've also said Melina, Rain, Lei Mei would be in there as well. I mean, Ed Boon has said that this game's going to have a longer lifespan than previous entries, so maybe that means they will be added eventually.
I hope so.
Melina was
I
dead.
want my damn robots.
That makes me wonder if, like, their approach to Final Fantasy with the parts, and like GTA 5's longevity, if they're going to start coming out with a solid foundation for a game and then do that instead of releasing another increment in the series, start tacking on to your existing game.
That worked beautifully for Overwatch.
Right. So, but Overwatch really didn't have much of a story. I mean, yes, it has a story, but it's more of a first-person shooter first before a story.
But and the thing is, though, if you've been playing the game, you've been getting the
story,
slowly, just
right.
And you didn't have to pay for it. That was the big thing. You bought the
you
game
paid
once.
one entry price.
I mean, look at Shovel Knight. Not to go too deep into it, but Shovel Knight. If anybody's played Shovel Knight, that developer is like the gold standard because they said that they were going to do boss modes when the game first came out. And their version of boss modes is an entire new fucking game every time a boss comes out. And it's a new game from that boss's perspective. Well, they reuse a lot of stuff from the levels, but it's a totally new story that integrates into the original game. And it's amazing. Like I can't give them enough props. Was it Yacht Club Games?
Yeah.
So anybody that doesn't know anything about Shovel Knight, man, it's worth every penny. If you like, it's a mix between Mario and DuckTales.
I like the approach that shit, what's their name? I hate when I start thinking like, oh, this game developer is really great. Whoever they are.
What game?
I was gonna say. God damn it! I've derailed myself.
I think Shovel Knight was like a mix between DuckTales and Zelda 2.
Yeah. That's fair.
If it's got platforming, I'm not interested.
The overworld map is very Mario 3.
It's got platforming.
A lot of it. Yeah.
I hate platformers.
So that's why Nintendo, that's okay. Now I understand now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Jordan, have you rebooted?
I have not rebooted.
You seem to.
No, have you ever had a moment where you wanted to say something like, "Oh yeah, there's a developer out there. They're really great." And I like
every fucking day, 5 times.
Yeah, and I had a complete brain fart because there's a game I play and it gets free content regularly, and I just completely had a fucking brain fart over it.
First-person shooter, role-playing
game of life.
Did you put 2 pink characters in the car because you like them to be lesbians?
Splatoon was one of them, right?
Well, Splatoon, and Nintendo's done a lot of stuff with free content updates. Smash Brothers definitely has been an exception to that rule.
I'll tell you, it ain't Capcom you're talking about. Oh, we were going to add new characters. We decided to give you a whole new game. You have to buy a whole new game instead.
Yeah, basically.
Are you thinking of
Animal
Tesla?
Crossing has.
Am I thinking of what?
Tesla?
Animal Crossing is a game that does I think handle the new content very well.
I still can't get the whole idea for Animal Crossing.
It's just kind of like The Sims and Minecraft, and it's a very, very relaxing game.
While Jordan's trying to think of the game, he's 30. So this thing poses amazing. The plastic feels solid, but the only thing that bothers me is that some parts of this that are like really load bearing are really thin, and I don't know. It's some of it's concerning. Like I do have a few stress marks that are probably my fault. Now that I know how to transform it, it should be better. But I love it, but I'm scared of it a little bit. I think it's probably going to stay in Dragon mode because who gives a shit about the Megatron mode?
And just because I can't, so yeah, classic figures that I got to play with while just because I totally got skipped over in that conversation.
Go for it.
I thought you know.
No. I know,
You got to be assertive, Dave. Go like you just were. Go for it.
Yeah,
Look,
I mean, I was just going through my backlog.
face.
I was going through
Go.
my backlog of figures of just finally opening stuff that I've just been sitting on for my Marvel Legends. So that was pretty. Opened up the Iron Man version of Doctor Doom. Finally opened up the my White Queen.
Dave, you spent a considerable amount of time going through and boxing up a bunch of that. Did you go back through it and revisit? Is that where this is coming from?
Well, no, actually, I was going through the stuff I hadn't opened yet. My backlog.
So you haven't even gotten to like to remess with any of the stuff that you put in.
No, I'm still trying to catch up with stuff I bought that I never actually opened.
Gotcha. I mean, you buy full waves, so that's not surprising.
Yeah. I buy full waves. And then of course the exclusives. That Iron Man's coming out. Oh, I cannot wait. But yeah, I still have the X-Men Classic stuff still carded. So.
Did you see the Kingpin? You had
yes.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. I just thought of it.
Actually, and T-Man, do you have Xavier?
Yes.
So okay, and do you have the Kingpin figure?
No.
You don't have, okay, so you don't have the Kingpin Build-A-Figure. Because a lot of people who bought the Kingpin figure, they're like, okay, we're getting a Build-A-Figure. The thing is, if you bought the Kingpin Build-A-Figure and you have the Xavier chair thing, you got a head that you could put on Kingpin to turn him into an X-Man villain.
Yeah.
So now you can get yourself a Kingpin figure and still have your X-Men villain at the same time, which I think is pretty cool. So Hasbro, actually, I had to give them props for doing that.
But they didn't tell nobody they were doing it.
Same thing they did. I mean, it's the same thing they did with the Groot, right?
Not as bad as the Groot. They just released the Groot altogether.
Yeah, and Groot was years ago.
Right.
Groot.
Do you think they're ever going to re-release that Sentinel everybody wants? Isn't there a Build-A-Figure Sentinel?
No, that was a Toy Biz Sentinel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's not going to happen.
I'm not big. I've seen it.
They had the Days of Future Past Sentinel and Wolverine 2-pack, and it was really affordable. It was like $50.
But that Sentinel, if you ever looked at it, was actually an old like 90s Sentinel. That wasn't like the Toy Biz Sentinel. It was a Toy Sentinel. That was not it. Though they are releasing a Nimrod in an X-Force 3-pack, which I'm excited about.
Was it? I mean, it had all the necessary articulation. I mean, I had it briefly. It talked. It had.
But that's not like the Toy Biz one. The Toy Biz one had a lot more articulation. It also had the tentacles.
Yeah. That
came out of it with the bendy wire in them.
Yeah, I think we should talk about Toy Biz one night because Toy Biz did some next level stuff. It overcomplicated things, but I mean, I remember getting the Spider-Man figures that actually had opening and closing hands.
Yeah, I had one of those.
I have a Spider-Man with 67 points of articulation.
I have a few Toy Biz, but like I've got the Toy Biz and the Hasbro Omega Red. I've got the Toy Biz and Hasbro Gambit, both designed by the same guy. And as you said, yes, Toy Biz definitely overcomplicated, and unfortunately, a lot of that stuff didn't hold up that well either. Like the toy physically did not age.
Yeah,
those joints got loose. I still hate their hips. I hate Toy Biz hips.
Yes, my mask's too naughty.
I mean,
define naughty.
He looks like Reptile.
Movie Reptile.
I have a question that just occurred to me that maybe Marvel Legends collectors can answer, and you can either say it's bullshit or what a great idea I've got, or both simultaneously. Would anybody ever want to get like either the Hasbro Unicron or the Not Zeta Unicron and turn that into master mold to scale with the rest of the figures?
Oh yeah, we might be getting that.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, Matt, but like early in the year, they had the next HasLab tease, and they were showing like 90s X-Men stuff.
Oh, that's right. I do remember that.
Master mold. If I was going to put a master mold on one of those skeletons, it'd actually be using the Armada Unicron skeleton, and you could build it on that, not that new, not the $500 one.
Do you still have Armada Unicron? Because Armada Unicron's small.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I sold one up in TFCon.
I actually have one too. It's sitting over there on my shelf.
Yeah, like I like Armada Unicron, but it just, in terms of size, like I don't think that would work for Master Mold. I think Master Mold, if Master Mold was to be made, in terms of a modern, no holds barred, I think he would have to be like huge. I think he'd have to be at minimum maybe a head taller than like Fort Max, or I really think he'd have to be the same size as that Unicron that's coming out.
Oh, I think he'd also work for the 3.75.
Yeah, but I mean, I think if people want a master mold, they don't want 3.75. I think that they're going to want something that scales to their 6-inch figures. I think they want like that centerpiece of their collection, and I think that's like what really makes HasLab successful. Now I can understand why the sail barge
3 inches
was
dead.
Well, I understand why the sail barge was 3 1/4. And that's just because if you did that in 6-inch, they wouldn't have an audience for it. But Master Mold's a figure you could make in a 6-inch scale. It would be expensive, but you can do it.
1/12 scale is very tricky. Like I know a guy, he's now in South Carolina. He does 1/12 scale Star Wars stuff. Like he 3D prints X-Wings. He just redid the Mandalorian ship.
I've seen that.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It's the same picture that I've seen. That John
guy? Walker, yeah, it's John Walker Customs, and he used to live 3 miles from me. He just moved to South Carolina.
I have a 3D printing job. This is actually what I was going to bring up that I posted on TFW and doesn't seem to get a lot of traction. I don't know. It should be something fairly simple because I'm a new age asshole.
No, you're an old school a-hole.
And I have all of these seekers. They only have the holding fist, the peg fist hand, and then the splayed open, and then a pointing finger. I need somebody with the 3D printer to print me some more hands. They're like this big. It should be decently. I want like a relaxed hand like that,
like some groping hands.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have RC.
What about a new face for Skywarp?
I don't mind Skywarp's face. He's got that Constant O face. He's fine.
The thing with 3D print, here's the thing with the 3D printing. If you want to make the CAD, you can go to Shapeways and they'll print it for you.
And I can do that, but that sounds like learning. There's people that learned before me that know how to do it.
It still takes time because they need to have they actually got to measure everything out, and you got to use a CAD program to do it.
Sounds such bullshit. That's why I posted it for other people to do it, and I'll just throw money at them when they're finished.
Those hands you mentioned, that's all that this Megatron has.
Yeah, someone on TFW did respond to me and said that Ironhide's, Ratchet, Megatron, and the Seekers all have the exact same hand. So if someone offered this, they could be used for your Megatron too.
Yeah, I don't even know what you would use those wide open hands like this.
I mean, I use it for there's not as many as you could for like a relaxed hand. That's why Iron Factory does really good with their spare hands. New Age is.
How about you give your Megatron like one of your pointing finger hands and give that guy who's supposed to have the pointing hands Megatron's hand?
But I think Megatron came with pointy finger hands, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah, they
I
all
just-
come with the same batch of hands.
Then use the hands you're not using on Megatron on them.
No, I want different poses that aren't available in with anybody. That was my point.
Oh, never mind. Sorry.
No, I'm saying like if I could.
That's being difficult.
Oh no, I know it's not easy to make a CAD file. I am very Hackman. I know it's not.
It's very easy, actually. When you save the file name, you just save it .cad, and there's your CAD file.
I have tried doing 3D imaging. It is not easy by far. But what I'm saying is, to do those hands, it would be even harder than to whip those up from scratch. So,
I was thinking maybe someone that can't they scan those in or something like that? Don't they have 3D scanners? Basically, I need someone to spend several $1,000s on the setup, and I'm going to pay them $10 per pair. That's what I wanted to have happen.
Or 20. Would you do 20?
I would do 1 pair for 10 or 2 pairs for 20. Yeah.
Sir, I'm prepared to give you a doll hair. Is what you say to them.
I don't think so, Tim. There is a laser scanner for 3D printing. So, Sportimus, I need you to get fully set up and educated on how to use the equipment you've newly purchased, and then let me know, and we'll go from there. Groping hands, no, I don't really have a use for that. Nose picking hands,
Just like
they
this.
sort of already have that. Flipping off hands, I'll tell you what, if someone offered them as part of a bundle, I wouldn't be mad because I feel like Acid Storm would probably give people the bird. So if that's an offering, I would utilize that in pictures.
Or an open hand, but the wrist is bent back like this instead of straight out.
See, now you're thinking. I got nothing else to say about it.
Did you ever get the Invisible Woman with the Super Scroll?
Not yet. I'm waiting for deep clearance if that happens.
This effect part is so good for psychic characters.
Yeah, that wave is kind of come and went, so I might be unlucky on my discount.
Speaking of Marvel Legends, how do you prevent this whip from warping?
Don't leave it in his hand up like that.
What do you do?
Take it out and put it back in there when you want to pose him with it.
See, his game isn't as bad as I thought it was.
Yeah, but this is the best looking weapon he has for being on the bike.
I like the guns. You can hold one hand on the
And
on the
where
stand
did I put the whip? In a box somewhere?
on the shelf.
On the shelf, just sitting there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What I might do is I might reinforce it with like a bendy wire.
Or wherever you're putting the fireball effects that's in for his guns.
Oh, the fireball effects are in the dome.
We'll fold that up.
Yeah, then it's super warped.
The whipping of the warping of the whip is nowhere near as bad as if you had the Gladiator Hulk build a figure. His hammers, those things were just
Right. I happen to have that next to me.
It's like Joe watching the stock market, man. It just goes, zzz, just limps.
The NASDAQ closed up for the year.
They just said,
I have a special power, man. I can predict exactly when stonks will go down.
As soon as you buy them.
I was going to say it's your purchase power that predicts it.
As soon as I buy it, as soon as I click buy,
it goes bye-bye.
It's like the person who runs the company says he just wants to get rid of all of his possessions and doesn't care about making money.
Yeah.
How many viewers we still have?
We have
We have
Sportimus,
16 unlucky souls.
We have Sportimus, Nathan, Sportimus.
You know how
Nate is a trooper.
you know how Takara does like 2.0 versions and 3.0
Do I know how they do 2.0 versions?
And
Are you crazy? They do that specifically to get for James.
They're just gonna start calling them 0.0 versions. But anyway,
I like Jordan's. Sorry.
What third party figures would you guys want a 2.0 of, and what would you have them change?
So can we make one caveat to this? Because we know they're doing a 2.0 Spindrift and a 2.0 Tesla. Funny enough,
That
we
is
were
true.
just
They
talking
are,
about that.
and third party 2.0s are rare, very rare.
Well, it's funny. People love to shit on X-Trans spots, but they did it with their wheelie. They were like one of the first.
No, they did it with their Ultra Magnus. KFC did it. Like,
was that a 2.0 though, or was that like
that was like a 1.5, like right in the middle of the first run.
Yeah,
They did it with
make
that.
running changes, but
And no, they released a separate one, and they did it with Transistor. Like as soon as the first Transistor came out, they came out with the second Transistor.
They sort of did it with this in the middle. Gave him new legs.
Yeah.
True. If I could get a 2.0,
I know which one I'd want.
go for you first since it's on your head. I'm looking at my
So
stuff.
I really think that when Hasbro made their reflector, they showed how simple the engineering could be to make an effective representation of the character. And I really think that the Fans Toys one is over-engineered. And I think one of the things I'd like to see is I'd like to see Fans Toys cut back on their engineering a little bit. I think that they need to go back to like the Quake Wave days and say, we're making figures that are sturdy, embrace the essence of the character, and are fun to transform.
Well, then there's a really easy solution for that. You buy the Make Toys one.
Well, I wouldn't say that's an easy solution considering that the future of that company is up in the air.
Saying, I bought the Make Toys one, and it's exactly what you just said. It's simple. It has the character. It looks like a camera.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about Make Toys, but not Bad Cube. What was the last Bad Cube thing?
Captain Huffy.
Right. That was like 2 years ago.
Was it early 2019?
I think Bad Cube, I think they may have closed up.
Yeah. Well, my understanding was that they were like a Tupperware sort of company that just also happened to utilize the factory to make projects. Maybe that rumor is wrong, but that's what I had heard.
I'm looking at my stuff right now. What would I want a 2.0 of?
Did anybody? I'll throw in a Legend Scale Devastator.
Oh, but what company, Matt?
Who would I want to make it? Right now, I'm behind DX9. I mean, DX9 made the original one, which I never even touched, so I don't know much about it. I heard it was okay, but I don't know. Probably Magic Square and New Age. I trust with them. Iron Factory. I don't.
Is that a 2.0? I mean, if another company does it, do you consider that to be a 2.0?
So New Age, though, I've heard a lot of people say that New Age is DX9. So I don't know. That's up for argument. I can see it either way.
Because I've heard that like not Transcraft. Is it Transcraft? Yeah, Transcraft. I've heard that they're an offshoot of Unique Toys, which is an offshoot of DX9. Which I think there's another shell company with DX9 that we didn't mention.
So 30, you say F Magic Square. Magic Square's materials never bothered me, but some of their tolerances, like my Magic Square Optimus Prime, has not held up very well. It's definitely got some loose joints. So we're New Age. My oldest New Age is, what the hell is Bumblebee called? Flipper. T, have you messed with your Flipper at all?
Nightly.
Have you messed with anybody's Flipper?
What's only thing's wrong with my Flipper is the paint is coming off his tires.
How's the? Well, that's because you roll them around everywhere. How's his tolerances?
No, they're still good. Like
Still good.
legs are staying up.
No, last I checked mine was still good.
Oh, I forgot you had him.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got one.
So my point there is that it seems that New Age has more longevity than Magic Square does. That's just that again. I don't know for sure, but just given the figures I have.
Magic Square, I'm thinking about Iron Factory. Iron Factory, my only problem with them and the figures that I have is the way they're made, they're so blocky that
Yeah.
like it's hard to articulate them because the arms bump into other parts of their body.
This dude is all. I mean, that's exactly the posability problem with this guy in Megatron when he's in his bot mode. Dragon mode, obviously, it's big enough where it's not going to be a problem. And you can tell they designed this thing around the dragon. There's no doubt there, and I would hope they would, because the Megatron itself is just fine, but the dragon is amazing. But yes,
I'd want a
blocky
2.0
bumps.
there.
You want what?
A 2.0 of Bad Cubes sideswipe. The way that this doesn't click into anything,
Just get
And-
the TVs.
and this doesn't lock into anything. I think I gave it a good review, but it started frustrating me later. Somehow, the Red Alert is way better, but he doesn't have Red Alert doesn't have double jointed elbows.
Well, I don't know if this would be my first choice, but I thought about it because I was messing around with Tyrant. And as awesome as this thing is, it's not necessarily awesome because it has good engineering, but it's not necessarily because it has great posability or its quality and everything's there, but it's the look of it. It's the deco that makes it awesome. But if they did a 2.0 in this and if they fixed these shins, gave it proper thigh swivels, fixed the shoulders, and an ab crunch,
Right.
this thing would be like 10 times better. It would be completely different.
The
It
articulation
annoys me
on
that
there.
there's it's really frustrating when there's articulation that, and we get spoiled because sometimes we go to like newer engineered figures and then we go back to older stuff and we expect there to be articulation somewhere and then it's not there and it gets frustrating. It's like, why is it not there? There's no reason why it can't be there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy felt like MP10 to me as far as the articulation.
Now, for me, if I was going to get a 2.0, I want, yes, I know you just said it's up there, but I want to break out Make Toys again. I want a bigger version of this guy, of their Nova Prime.
That needed a reissue.
I
Just big in it.
love it. This is itself, its design, its engineering is actually a better figure than the MMC one. I've got both, but this guy here, the way he incorporates the trailer, the combination to it. If I could get this guy about a third larger, thicker plastic joints, actual ratchets and stuff. Oh my gosh!
What was that dude's third party name? Do you remember?
Oh God.
Hypernova.
Yeah,
Hypernova.
Yeah. Now, you could say that to say this, though. Wouldn't it be worthwhile, because they're doing a 2.0 drift, which I think is kind of unnecessary. But for MMC to take their Nova Prime and to do a 2.0 of that, because that was definitely, it had a lot of good ideas, a lot of potential.
I was going to grab that initially. You asked me what I want a better version of. I want a bigger, better version of this guy.
Yeah, that's fair.
The thing of the two, because Nova Prime. Their Seraphicus, whatever, that disappointed the hell out of me.
It was an old mold. It was an old design that carried on too long.
Yeah, and
this guy I enjoyed, and I would buy again, better, bigger, and better. Even have next to it. That Seraphic one, I wouldn't buy another one of that. This, I want another one.
To that point, Matt, like I'm walking in my collection room now, it's like I don't want to give fans toys more money for it, because I do like the Takara mold, but it's like kind of like with Hoodlum. I'd kind of like a Hoodlum 2.0, but I'd rather have a new Rodimus Prime before they did that.
That was the Hoodlum though. That would be something that make me mad, because they knew that releasing it, right?
Yeah,
they released that thing. Even T said something before that looks like they went back and revisited it, but they didn't. Like you thought maybe that to us collectors that would mean improved joints and more range of motion and all that. But this thing just got let loose every bit the way it was supposed to be from the get, with no improvements.
Right.
And it was released in a world where certain things are standard now. You more likely than not expect ab crunch. You would not be surprised by butterfly joints, where before, back when this thing was designed, that shit was unheard of.
And the original, the official hot rod had ab crunch. I thought they held it back because they was like, oh shit, this is outdoing us.
Like their Soundwave.
Yeah.
I really don't think the official hot rod is that bad, to be honest with you.
That's why I bought him. I bought him
still have mine.
at SDF-Con. I got him at a discounted price, but I still bought him.
Nicer accessories. The fishing rod's cute.
Yeah.
I got mine, but it was like I didn't know at the time when I ordered it. It was like a production sample, a pre-release copy. So now all the paint is flaking off.
Ooh.
We both knew that they were pre-production samples. Come on now.
No top coat.
I was expecting a box and all that when I ordered it. Now, when I got it, I was like, "Oh wait, I take that back. I think I knew it didn't come with a box,
Yeah.
but I didn't know it was
Pre-production.
yeah." Until the official one came out and they had a different color windshield and all that.
Yeah, that was the
near my review. Like, how come your windshield's clear?
yeah. And to be fair, like the at the time, our seller sold them for like what? I think $50 shipped.
I think he charged me more than that. Like, might have been 65 or 60.
I miss Manolo.
Is he still breathing?
He had a kid and he got out of the toy selling game. Yeah, the game.
Everybody have kids and then freak out.
Yeah.
Like their whole life has to change.
Well, it kind of does. Kind of.
I mean, at least for a while, once they get a certain age.
True.
Kids. Like, we're not going to hear from Zero once that dog comes in.
Yeah, you will.
But it'll be just a bitch about the dog. I told her not to get this puppy.
No, I wanted to get the puppy.
That's not what the story will be, but you get it.
Matt?
I'm just teasing.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right. Well, we'll
Let's do
wrap it up. We've gone a little long. We'll start with some where you at. Starting off with T-Man 978 for the folks out there who don't know how to use Google. Where the fuck can people find you?
You can find me here every Thursday, and you can find me on my personal channel, T-Man 978, with no dashes and all that. Or, as Zero was mentioning with Google and all that, Google my name, and I'll be on whatever social media you want me to be on. I might even reply to your messages, unless you send it to my personal account.
Any social media?
Whatever you can find me on.
I'm looking MySpace right now.
Dave just has it up all the time.
My account might be on
And the
there.
MySpace.
Let's say Pornhub's got a social media part of
Wait,
it.
MySpace still exists?
I don't know.
How about you, Joe? Where can we find you?
Everywhere that T-Man just said, except for the whole YouTube part and the Google part, and being able to find his names in places.
You might be able to find Joe Crab.
Oh, that was the worst attempt at applying a repro label ever.
Let's see it.
No.
It's on his finger.
Let's see it.
He's like, look. See?
Let's see it. You're on the spot, man. You don't say it and then not show it.
Shame. Shame.
Not only does it not look good, it's not straight, it's not centered.
Joe's Crabs.
This
That's
can't.
the-
Yeah, this just doesn't need a label. This just doesn't need one.
I need one for this guy. Dave, where you at?
You can always find me on Instagram at True Star Screamer. You can find me on the PlayStation Network at True Star Screamer, where I've been getting my Mortal Kombat on. Occasionally, you can find me on the social media where I will troll people with annoying gifs. And of course, every Thursday with these fine gentlemen.
We're fine and fine. Excellent. Matt.
As for me, you can find me
Mate.
here with these guys. I'll probably put some pictures on my Instagram under the same name, Parts Former, for some of this new shit that came in. I eventually want to get that flame painted, and it works with the dragon as well, so I'll get some pictures of that up. And you'll find me on the PlayStation Network trying to save Midgar and have a happily ever after with Aerith.
Good
I
luck
don't know
with
what
that.
those are.
And I suppose
I would pick Tifa, but don't worry about it.
I would too.
I would pick both, but
Yeah,
Jesse.
Oh, I know why you'd pick Jesse.
Jesse's try hard, man. Like they turned her into total try hard in this.
And she makes pizza.
I'm glad. No, her mom makes pizza.
No,
She
she
knows-
was gonna make. She was supposed to make him a pizza
But why didn't she, Dave?
Jesse got the
because
furthest.
she doesn't give up pizza on the first date.
That's right.
But
That's right.
pizza
She doesn't give up the sauce.
pizza is code for the pie.
Jesse actually kissed him. If
That's
you do the game
Yeah,
right.
she invited him over to his or yeah, she's like, yeah, you can come over to my house, you know.
Oh, mild Final Fantasy remake spoilers, but
Oh, for the first like 5 hours.
yeah, you just
Y'all are
accidentally
that
played through the
behind.
first
You
5
deserve
hours.
Mhm.
Anyway, Jordan,
Where can folks
You,
find me?
sir.
Well, they can find me here every Thursday night with you fine gentlemen. You can find me in the Facebook groups as James Jordan. You can find me on, I actually reactivated my Twitter at the original Zero. You can find me on Instagram as Extra Zero, and the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live is Extra Zero. There's a space between Extra and Zero over on Xbox Live. So I think that's going to do it for tonight's episode. It's been great being here. It's been great having you all, and we will see you all next week. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Bye.
Sleep well.